And here we go.
Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Kathy.
And welcome as we follow the moon. And today we are leaving Thousand Trails Orlando to go to a new destination we've never been to before.
Started out to be an absolutely beautiful day. Just look at those clouds.
And as you know, they always tell you with Florida weather, if you don't like it 1 minute, it'll be different a few minutes later. And sure enough, it was.
You may or may not love that anyway.
That's right.
And here we are already.
That was a quick trip. That is over to Crystal Isles in Crystal River, Florida. It's actually located on Fort Island Trail.
Let's see if he can keep up with me.
And we're already in park. That went quick too.
Yes, it did.
Well, this park is an encore resort. And we're going to take you up and give you a little bit of an aerial view of the park. This is from directly in front of our campsite. That was the view that we had.
And it has been gorgeous. It really has.
Now, Crystal Isles has the lake here in the middle with the little island out in the middle of that. We have a total of 254 sites here in this park. And they're only about 2 miles from being out to the beach at Crystal River. They've got a very limited amount of beach out there, but they are about 2 miles out from the beach. They're only 3 or 4 miles away from the Three Sisters Trail.
Something like that. State Park or something like that.
Yeah. And so they're kind of right in the middle of everything. Only a couple miles beyond that is the downtown. And then the archaeological site that we had in our last video. We'll put a link here to that. And it's just up the road, maybe another 10 minutes beyond that.
This has been a fun 2 weeks. It went by pretty fast too. One of the first things we did do is go down to the beach, and I know we've shared those pictures with you, but there was the
nuclear reactor.
Thank you, the nuclear reactor, and we were able to see that off in a distance while we were up in the air, and we got to see it from the beach. The weather has bounced back and forth the time we've been here.
It was very wet and rainy, as you saw when we got here. It dried out. We were here over Labor Day weekend. The park was packed, and then it dried out. And now at the end of our stay is when the hurricane is headed towards the Gulf Coast, and it's been dumping some sporadic rain on us again.
And I know you've really enjoyed the frogs serenading at night.
Oh, they're loud.
But their chorus has been fun. We're kind of facing out towards where the front of the park is from here.
You can see the tennis courts off in the distance there. And we'll get you around the park here a little bit better detail shortly. All paved streets. The premium sites are concrete with concrete patios, and the standard sites are grass. Some of those have concrete patios. You can see our red car and our coach up there kind of square in the middle of the shot. That's the view we had of the lake. It was just absolutely beautiful.
I think that's all marshland out behind us there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've had a chance to see this from the air. This is how it looks coming in from the road in normal speed, not sped up like it was when we came in the motorhome flying through there. But we're going to take you on a little tour of the park so you can see up close and personal how it's laid out, how the sites are, and a lot of the different amenities around the park.
Off to the right, there's a little bit of an area where they've got wood that you can pick up when you first come in, and then you've got your laundry room.
Probably the cleanest laundry facility, and jumping the gun here a little bit, but cleanest bathhouses and facilities I've seen in any park. Everything smelled clean, looked clean. The laundry was all regular coin change, so you didn't need a card for it. And I believe it was $1.75 for a wash.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember.
I think $1.50 maybe for the dry.
The propane station was there back to the left just as we came past there. And there's a dog park way back in there on the other side of that little water thing that has gators in it.
Yeah, there are gator and snake signs up at all the water features, not the pool, but the different lakes throughout there. And we have seen gators in them.
That pool was busy.
Pool was very busy. It was
I've never
very pretty.
seen any of the pools we've ever been to be that busy.
They have shuffleboard, they have tennis or pickleball courts, they have rocks for Maggie to lounge on. This is going around, as you come in the front of the park, this is going off to the right. And if you take the next right, it loops you back towards the front of the park. And that's where they have all of the trash dumpsters. They have another grassy area out beyond that that's great for walking the dog. They have doggy disposal stations all around the park.
That was one thing that really impressed me. Of all the places that we go to, you rarely find very many doggy depositories, and this one had 3 of them scattered throughout the park, so no matter where you were, you could find one.
Real nice playground area.
That was a beautiful playground area.
Landscaping was very well kept up. Really just no complaints. One of the nicest Encore parks I think we've been in as far as how it's been kept clean and kept well maintained.
There's always people out. Every morning you get up and there's people out picking up stuff and just cleaning up.
The rain that you saw when we first came in, when we got to our site, there were palm fronds down on the concrete. And the site that we're in was a brand new concrete site. I wouldn't be surprised we were the first ones to be on that site. And so we pulled the ones that were on the concrete off to the side. They were out there on the golf cart very shortly after we got there, and picked up all the fronds, and they were laying new sod around our site and our neighboring sites that I think were all new concrete pads also.
Yeah, our neighbor said she's been living there and they moved her somewhere else and put in a new pad for her, and she moved back in.
This is the one and only bathhouse. Now there is a restroom up by the laundry, but this is the one and only bathhouse. Again, spotless, 2 showers, 3 stalls in both the men's and the ladies. The river is over here to our right with the docks, and we'll show you a little bit more of that a little bit later. This is going along the back of the park, and it actually is a one-way loop all the way along the back of the park.
I think I found myself going on that loop backwards a couple times.
You'll see a lot of boats and a lot of boat trailers, and there's a lot of boating being right there on the coast. And they make accommodations for your boats on the site in many of the sites. There is a boat ramp right there also.
Now in the wintertime, there's actually manatees out there that runs along the, I guess that's the river by there. And manatees come up there, but I think it was too warm for them this time.
We've made the loop all the way around the back, and now we're going back up the other side of the park towards the front.
This was actually to me, I felt like it was one of the smaller parks that we've been in. but there are a lot of people and they're just so friendly.
We've had probably more conversations and more people having social gatherings amongst themselves than what I've seen in a lot of parks in a long, long time. Some people you can tell are permanent sites in there, and they have a lot of permanent friendships in there. You'll hear their music in the evening, and they're all over having dinner together, and it's been a great atmosphere. It's been a long time coming.
It has. And here we are back home. Another rainy day, but look at there. Starting to dry off already.
And again, this is the view right from in front of our coach out onto the lake.
There's a sign there that says beware of gators. And this little guy was constantly coming up and sitting down by that sign, hiding behind it, I think.
There was a lot of nature in the park. Not only the gators there, but all kinds of birds and squirrels and the frogs that we mentioned. And we're out walking around Crystal Isles tonight. It's over at Crystal River, Florida.
It's been a busy weekend, and it's all cleared out a little bit, so we thought we'd get out and get crazy ourselves.
We came over here for 2 weeks, and I tend to not like to travel a lot on holiday weekends. I'd rather stay off the road. So we did that with the holiday weekend right in the middle of the stay. And the before and after are pretty much like you see on some of the footage here. It's gotten pretty well cleared out. The middle was packed. Boats everywhere. Being over here on the Gulf and a lot of inland waterways, there was a lot of boat traffic.
We also had a little bit of a storm.
Yeah. When we first got here, it was water everywhere, and then it dried out. Now we're back to water everywhere. When we said it got a little wet around here, it does get a little wet around here. So if you are going to come over, be sure to pick the site, choose your site, ask them a few questions about how wet it gets. The premium sites are paved. From my understanding, the standard sites are not. So that can really make a big difference too. Out here along the docks, they will allow you to dock your boat there. There's a boat ramp. We did see a little gator swimming around out here also.
I think at one of the clips we'll be able to see him just out. I'll zoom towards him. Made me a little nervous walking on this with Maggie because there's nothing on the sides to keep her from jumping off or for gators to jump on. She's pretty fearless. It must not be too scary out on that water though, because I did see a girl, there's that little gator, a girl riding her, what's that board called where she stands
like
on?
a paddleboard?
Yeah, a paddleboard one morning.
That was a little crab that came up on the dock. Everywhere you looked, there was some form of wildlife.
I was just glad to know he was a crab and not a spider.
At first I thought it was a spider. There he was hanging on the side.
I think he's going to wave goodbye. very beautiful park.
It's a very nice park, very relaxing, great atmosphere, very well kept, big enough but not too big, and everywhere you look, nature, sights. We hope you've enjoyed our travels to Crystal Isle. We hopefully will see you over here or see you on the road as we follow the moon. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.